Hi, this morning we have a very short video with a very interesting explanation. The name of the exercise we're going to do is right here. The page is 209. Can you point the camera here? The page is 209. And we're going to do the number 02. We did a 1 yesterday, and now we're going to go number 02. So we erase this. And we're doing hemiplegia and hemiparesis. And this is the theory code, okay? So let's point to the text here. The problem we did yesterday and the problem we did today, they both have the same answer. They're worded a little different, but they both have the same answer. And the answer is this one, I66.9 and G81.91, right here, okay? And you can watch the video of how we got to the answer. The video is right here. It's exactly the same, ICD-10 JJ-10A-209-02. You can watch that video if you want to know how we got to the answer. What I'm going to explain today is one particular thing about coding that is not an exact science. You know, that coding is just translating a diagnosis or a text from the record into a number that can be read by anybody interested in the encounter of the patient, right? So the question is, don't computers just transform text into numbers very easily? Why do we need coders? Why doesn't a computer just do the job? And the answer for that is that the text sometimes has to be interpreted. There are some words that are not relevant to the coding, and then some words that are. And so you have to have experience in order to know which words matter and which ones are just there as an addition that don't really add anything to the code, but just they explain a little more, but it's not that relevant, okay? So now, this is what I mean. The previous exercise said cerebral thrombosis with transient right hemiplegia that has been cleared by discharge, okay? And the answer for this is, as we told you, this here, these two codes. Now, this code for today, the answer is exactly the same, but the wording is a little different. We start with the same thing, cerebral thrombosis. Let me just make a relationship with both texts. The first two words are the same, cerebral thrombosis, right? So thrombosis is the main condition, and cerebral is the adjective which modifies that, which is exactly the same as the second one. Right? Now, what we have is the rest. On the first one, it says, with transient right hemiplegia that has been cleared by discharge. In the second problem, it says, with hemiplegia, right dominant side. So let's see which part belongs to which. Right dominant side replaces just right here. So let's use a different color for this. This word right here, right hemiplegia, is the same as saying with right dominant side. Right? Why? Because they're not telling us whether the patient is ambidextrous or right-handed or left-handed. When they're not telling us, then as soon as they say right hemiplegia, we have to assume that is the dominant side. So this dominant side is superfluous. We don't need this because they're not saying whether the patient is ambidextrous or right-handed or left-handed. So if they say right hemiplegia, we assume by our table here, you see, undefined, right, that is dominant side, okay? So this one is the right. Now the rest one, it says, hemiplegia has been cleared by discharge, all right? And here it just says hemiplegia. Now, what is the difference? Do we have a different code? No, the code is the same. Why? I'm going to take the camera and Stephanie's going to show you in the tabular why the code is exactly the same. Stephanie's going to go to the tabular for hemiplegia. or for the second code, which is this one, because the first one, there's no problem. The wording is exactly the same, cerebral thrombosis. So this is cerebral thrombosis. There's no problem there. The problem with the wording is here, G81.91. So we're going to examine the tabular on G81. So can you get to G81? We go to G81, okay? It says hemiplegia and hemiparesis, okay? And can you read that for us again?
The note?
Yes, the note.
This category is to be used only when hemiplegia, complete or incomplete, is reported without further specification or is stated to be old or long-standing but of unspecified cause. The category is also for use in multiple coding to identify these types of hemiplegia resulting from any cause.
Okay, I want you to point out that part, the last part. It says the category, which means the category means from G81. So from G81 up to before G82, that's the category, right? G82 is right there. G82 is not included, just G81. So G81, the category, is also for use in multiple coding, which is our case, because we already have one coded and two codes is multiple coding, to identify these types of hemiplegia resulting from any cause. These types of hemiplegia resulting from any cause. Now, what do we have? In the first one, we have just hemiplegia, in the first one, we have transient hemiplegia has been cleared by discharge, right? In the second one, we just have hemiplegia. So let's see if the transient and has been cleared by discharge makes any difference. So we go to the category and we see what words are important in the category. The first word would be flaccid hemiplegia. Yeah? Go there. Flaccid hemiplegia. Do we have flaccid hemiplegia? No. The second category would be spastic hemiplegia. Do we have spastic hemiplegia?
No.
No, we don't have it. So there is no words that can change our third code, which is unspecified, because unspecified covers everything else. Unspecified covers just hemiplegia, and unspecified covers also this one, transient hemiplegia that has been cleared by discharge. So saying transient hemiplegia that has been cleared by discharge is exactly the same as saying just hemiplegia. That's why we have to choose this category, hemiplegia unspecified, and the fifth digit is just because it's the right dominant side, right? Which is what? The right dominant side, right?
Right here.
There you go. That's why we have G8191, which is our second code, G8191. So the conclusion of this is that sometimes the wording might be different, but as experienced coders, you have to tell, or you have to be able to distinguish which words are important and which words are not. And we finish this video with an invitation for you to visit our website and to send that. You can send us any comments about this or any previous videos. Thank you.